What's up, heroes? This is Jarvis. Today, we're going to be talking about how to build up your mental toughness to build an unbreakable mind. Now, an unbreakable mind, what exactly does that mean? Well, your mental toughness is just your ability to keep going when your brain tells you to stop. Now, naturally, your brain will always want to resist things. It will resist anything new. It will resist anything uncomfortable. It will resist anything that's hard. And so, your mental toughness is your ability to essentially to defeat your own brain, to defeat your own self-sabotage and overcome that so that you can persevere and accomplish anything that you want to accomplish. Now, this actually is one of the biggest determining factors of success. In her best selling book, Angela Duckworth, her book Grit, uh, they did this extensive study on thousands of students and they tracked them along their success. And they said, what were the things that attributed to this person's success? Was it where they came from? Was it their family situation? Was it their money? Was their ability to have access to things? They had all these different things. And they said the one thing that was the most in common between the most successful people is their ability to persevere, their ability to overcome the hard things and keep going, to stay the course. Essentially, that's grit, that's perseverance. And that's what mental toughness is. Your mental toughness is your ability to keep going, even when your mind wants to stop, even when your mind wants to quit, even when it's uncomfortable. You keep going anyway. You defeat your defeatist mind. And so, how do you build up this mental toughness? Now, if you're familiar with David Goggins, he's known as one of the hardest people on earth. And in his best-selling book, Can't Hurt Me, he essentially like displays like he is just this crowning star of mental toughness. He has overcome his mind to go on to do extraordinary things. I mean, he runs 150 miles at a time without stopping. He has the world pull-up record at over 4,000 pull-ups. Uh, he's gone through Navy SEAL boot camp two times, and then went on to do the Air Force, Army Rangers, and like all the hard things in life. He purposefully puts himself in those situations to overcome his mind. And so, in his book, if you haven't read this book, you really need to go check it out. But if just to give you a quick summary, one of the best quotes in this book that he has is this one. It says, "When your mind is telling you to stop, you're really only at 40% capacity." Now, think about that. The first time your brain tells you to stop, what he's saying is that you actually have 60% left in your tank. You're out for a run and your brain is like, oh, you're tired. Oh, your ankle is hurting. And at that moment, you actually have 60 more percent left. Your brain is telling you, come on, you don't need to do any more. Most people would stop right then. The most successful people realize that, no, there's more left in the tank. I'm not stopping right now. I'm going. And when you do that, you actually you recognize how much more you're capable of doing. As I read this, it reminded me of this time I was training for a triathlon. Now, I hate swimming. It's one of my arch nemesis. And one year I wanted to challenge myself to do something hard that I've never done before. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to do a triathlon. And I knew that it was going to be tough because I hate the swimming. The running and the biking part wasn't a problem. The swimming was the part that I was really going to have a battle with. And so I went and I started training for swimming. And there was, when I first started, the first day I get to the pool, I see these people and they're just swimming laps back and forth, back and forth. And so I'm like, okay, this is going to be a breeze. They're making it look easy. So I'm going to get in and I think today I'm just going to do about 25 laps. That's the first day I get there. I'm like, I'm going to do 25 laps today. And I jump in and I get down to the end of the pool. It was a 50-meter pool. And I swim down to the very end. And that's just half of a lap. And I couldn't go any further. Half of a lap. And I was huffing and puffing. Matter of fact, I couldn't even make it all the way to the end. I had to like halfway through the lap, I had to like hang my arm on the buoy to save me before I can even finish the rest of that lap. And I get to the end and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I can't even make it a half a lap. How am I going to swim a mile at a time? And I can't even do half of a lap. And so the next day I get there again and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. This today, I'm swimming 20 laps. And I go and I swim down and I swim back. And I made it one full lap and I had to stop. I was huffing and puffing. My asthma was kicking in. And I did that. I was like, I'm not stopping. Every day I'm going to come and I'm just going to keep trying to build. And I hit this brick wall around 2 laps. I could only swim 2 laps at a time without stopping. And it's like, there's no way I'm going to make a triathlon if I can only swim 2 laps at a time. And one day I got to the pool and I said, I don't, I don't care if I'm going to just, if I can't breathe, if I'm going to die, I'm swimming more than 2 laps today. Today is the day. It's been 2 weeks and all I've been doing is 2 laps at a time. Today, I am not stopping at 2 laps. Even if I can't breathe, I'm going to keep going. And here's what happened. I get down and I'm in my brain the whole time. I'm like, Jarvis, you're not stopping. You're not stopping. I just swam 1 lap, 1 lap. Okay, keep going, keep going. A lap and a half. Okay, Jarvis, you're not stopping. I get to 2 laps and naturally my brain kicks in. It's like, oh, Jarvis, this is your stop point. This is where you normally stop. This is you need to stop. I said, no, I got this. And I broke past that two lap mark. Here's what happened next. I swam 40 laps that day, nonstop. Before that day, the longest I had swam was 2 laps. And I thought I was going to die at 2 laps. When I broke through my mental barrier, it wasn't a physical barrier, it was a mental barrier. The day I broke through that mental barrier, I had so much more left in my tank. I swam 40 straight laps. That day taught me a lesson that your mind plays tricks on you. Your mind wants you to stop. Your mind wants you to quit. Your mind doesn't like to be uncomfortable. It doesn't like to exert energy. It doesn't like to do hard things. That day I broke a barrier. And that I use as an example because every time now I want to stop. If I'm going for a run, if I'm sitting in my office and I don't want to stay late, whenever I don't want to do something, now I have an example to lean on. Like, yeah, Jarvis, remember that time you swam 40 laps? You got this. Your brain is trying to get you to stop, but you could keep going. And so this concept of you have 60% more left in the tank, in that case, I had way more than 60% left in my tank. But that's the power of building an unbreakable mind is giving yourself examples of what you are truly capable of so that now whenever you want to stop, you have examples to show that you actually can persevere and keep going. And one of my second favorite quotes is that he has in his book. It says, do something that sucks every day. And this is how you build mental toughness is you constantly give yourself examples of what you're capable of. David says every day he wouldn't end the day until he did something that sucks. And you know what it is. What is it that sucks for you? Whether it's, getting up early or going for a run and doing your exercise. When every time you do something that sucks and you lean into it, you don't succumb to your brain telling you to stop and telling you not to do it. Whenever you lean into doing something that sucks, you constantly give yourself more and more examples that you don't stop at hard things. You do hard things. And the more examples of that you give yourself, the more you're able to persevere through other hard things, through even harder things. And so that's how you build this muscle of mental discipline is by every day leaning into hard things and overcoming your brain that wants to always tell you to stop. And so here's the challenge. Pick something that's hard and commit to doing it every day. Something that's uncomfortable, something that you don't want to do. Now, some great examples are cold showers. A cold shower is actually painful. So I've gone through a period where every day for 30 straight days, I did cold showers every day. And that sucks, but it was great. It woke me up. There's all these benefits to it, but more importantly, every day I had to defeat my mind that wanted to be comfortable, wanted to be in the warm water. And I had to defeat that and overcome it. And now I have all these examples of, Jarvis, you got this. You could do it. Another great example is I went through a period where I did burpees every day. Burpees are one of the hardest fitness exercise you could possibly do. It's just painful. It's actually torture. And every day for 30 straight days, I did 100 burpees. And that was a mental grind. It wasn't a physical grind. It was a mental grind because the whole time you're doing burpees, your brain is telling you, stop. You shouldn't be doing this. Please stop. And the more you do things like that, the more you do things that your brain doesn't want to do, the more you overcome that, the more you build your muscle of perseverance, of grit, and mental toughness. And that will be the number one determining factor of your success. Now go out there and do something that sucks today. See you guys.